When the Z06 came out, a lot of dealerships were selling it over MSRP. Some dealerships was doing auction type prices. Such and such dealership didn't sell any Corvettes. They're not going to give them any 01 allocations because they're going to want those 01s to be gone, right?
What's up, everyone? You are on the Brinkofspeed 252 show. Scroll down, click that subscribe button, become part of this awesome community. Let's go!
Rev up your dreams to win this 2024 Corvette Z06. Experience the thrill, the ultimate performance, and shift yourself into gear to buy yourself some tickets.
Alrighty, everyone. Here is a National Sprint Car Hall of Fame Museum giveaway. We have a very desired 2024 Corvette Z06 convertible with the Z07 package plus $25,000. But you're running out of time, so enter this drawing right now. With this giveaway and you being a Brinkofspeed 252 member and subscriber of this channel, you get 40% bonus entries on your ticket purchases. I want you to be the next winner of this 2024 Corvette Z06 convertible and an opportunity to donate to a really great cause. Again, you get 40% bonus entries on your ticket purchases, but get your tickets while they last because they're going to run out and this giveaway is over in 15 days. The way to get your tickets is by clicking the link down in my description below or clicking the link down in my pinned comment section. When you click the link, click donate now to enter. Once you click donate now, you will see at the top C Garner 40 will give you 40% bonus entries on your ticket purchases. And as you can see below, you see the $25, $50, $100, $200, $350, $500, $1,000, or $2,000. The last winner said he bought $500 in 4 days worth of tickets and he ended up winning the Corvette Z06. Once you buy your tickets, you put in your information, you click continue, and you just enter your chance to win this 2024 Corvette Z06.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Brinkofspeed 252, and I want to thank each and every single one of you for pushing that play button today. I hope you're having an amazing day so far, and I appreciate you for stepping in and pushing that play button. So today, as you guys can see by the title, we're going to talk about Corvettes and them being sold at dealerships and a little bit of 01 information as well for you in this upload. As you guys can see, I am currently at the dealership. So I'm going to talk about some points within this video. Hope these points are understandable and easy to digest in the sense where you may see where I'm coming from. There are a lot of Corvette dealerships out here in the world. As you guys know, the new Z01 has just been unveiled, and we don't know the price of that car just yet. Who knows how long Chevrolet is going to take to break down the price of that car, and we don't know how many people in the world want that car, but I can tell you right now it's going to be a hot commodity car due to the fact that it comes with almost 1,100 horsepower, and truthfully, there's hardly any cars right now that's going to be reasonable price that you can buy that type of car with that amount of horsepower without using E85. So with that being said, what is that doing to dealerships? I think that's making a lot of dealerships around the world kind of start to think, how do we go about this, right? When the Stingray first came out, they wanted to know how they was going to get this product and sell this product. Okay, when the Z06 came out, a lot of dealerships were selling it over MSRP. Some dealerships was doing auction type prices. And when the E-Ray came out, same thing. The E-Ray kind of followed alongside of the Z06 pricing in the sense of people put them over MSRP. Some people did some auction pricing. But here's the thing. Here's the kicker with the 01s. Do I think it's going to be a limited production? No. I think it's going to be at least 2 years that they make this car compared to what they did for the 2019 01. On top of that, I do think the 01 is going to be a little bit more expensive. Why? Chevrolet has now realized that a lot of customers are willing to pay over MSRP for a Corvette. So Chevrolet is going to be like, hey, if guys are already paying $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 over MSRP for a Z06 and an E-Ray, we can sure enough get that for a 1,100 horsepower car. Now it's 1,064, but I said 1,100 to keep it simple. Okay. All right. So now what is that doing to the dealerships around the country? Well, I started doing some research, started doing some digging. I still find dealerships that are selling cars like Z06s over MSRP. E-rays over MSRP. But the dealerships that I came and found online that are still selling Z06s, Z06s over MSRP are the dealerships that don't have as many Corvettes on their lot. So in their mind, hey, if we don't get as many allocations each and every single year, let's sell what we have over MSRP so we can get as much money as we can off of these cars. And that's going to hurt them in the long run because there are so many dealerships that are selling cars at MSRP. For instance, this dealership has E-rays and Z06s at MSRP. Heck, they just sold that orange Z06 that I placed in a video not so long ago at MSRP as well. And they got two Z06s in the showroom right now that are also selling at MSRP. So let's break down some points that I want to come across in this video. One, the manufacturer pressure, right? The manufacturers are somewhat putting pressure on the dealerships. Now, behind closed doors, this is really the truth, right? Because now the dealerships are saying, now that the Z01 is coming out, how will you guys continue to sell your Stingrays, your Z06s, and your E-rays? How are you now going to price these cars out? Because before, you know, the dealerships were selling these cars however they wanted to before the new car came out. Now, with the new car being out and available, what do the dealerships want? Allocations. In order for them to get Z01s, they need allocations. And so the manufacturers are putting pressure on the dealerships like, hey, it's time for you guys to start getting these cars off your lots, because if you don't, you may not get some allocations. So let's talk about other dealerships, right? Other dealerships are also putting pressure on other dealerships. In a sense, there are a lot of dealerships that was already setting the MSRP, right? There are dealerships that was like, we're not gonna do MSRP. That's just a, you know, whatever the case may be, suggest a retail price, but we're gonna sell it for at least 5 or 10K over. What does that do? You may get some customer that's willing to buy a car that's 5 to 10K over, but it still slows down your selling process because people are gonna do research and probably end up buying a car that's at MSRP, right? Those are two good points that I've already made in the video, in the sense of the manufacturer putting pressure on the dealerships, you need to get rid of these cars. And other dealerships putting pressure on other dealerships, you need to get rid of these cars. One of the things is also, you know, customer service in the sense, right? If you bought a Corvette from a dealership, how well do they treat you as far as customer service purposes goes? Do they take care of you? Do they make you want to come back and buy a new car from them? Even if you bought a car from them over MSRP, do you think you would go back and buy another car over MSRP from that same exact dealership? Or do you think you would try to find one that you can buy at MSRP at another place? I don't really know. We'll say that for you, right? Another thing you can also talk about in regarding to what's happening with these cars. At the end of the day, the dealerships can choose to sell these cars however they want. Over MSRP, under MSRP, or auction them off. Either way, it can still hurt them depending on how they go about selling these vehicles. Now, one thing that I want to talk about in this video that I've heard recently that is a huge deal, like I mentioned earlier in the video, are allocations. Allocations are very important when it comes down to wanting a product that is in high demand. And when you think about allocations, allocations allow you to sell other vehicles. For instance, when the Stingray came out, so many dealerships was wanting to get and wanting to know how many they was going to get. Like right now, there's a dealership, I'm not going to say the name of this dealership. They're like, as soon as the Z01 was unveiled, the first thing they posted online was, how many allocations will I get? That's the first thing they ask, right? Because that's so important to know. Because without knowing that information, you don't know how many cars you're going to be able to sell. So what is General Motors saying? Based off how many Corvettes you sell, that's how many allocations you're going to get, which is going towards now the Z01 information. There are some rumors that said that for every 3 Z06s a dealership sells, that's how many allocations they get. So for every 3 Z06s they sell, they get 1 Z01 allocation. I don't know exactly how true that is. You know, Chevrolet has their own rhythm, you know, how they go about giving out allocations. And I think it's really important that from a dealership standpoint, you do want to get these cars off your lot, because if you want Z01 allocations, you need to sell them. Now, I remember when the Z06 got unveiled, there was some truth to saying to some dealerships, depending on how many 3.0T Stingrays you sold, that's how many allocation you got for Z06s. Not 100% how true that is, but that's something that I heard. Okay. So with that being said, a lot of this goes down to what I'm saying before. Dealerships are now going to start giving away their Stingrays and their Z06s because they now want allocations for the Z01s. I mean, think about it. How many cars are there in the world? A crap ton in regard to the Z06 and the Stingray. How many dealerships are selling Stingrays over MSRP? It better be zero. And if you're a dealership watching this video right now and you have Stingrays that you're trying to sell over MSRP, it's not going to happen because they got dealerships out here that are selling cars under MSRP, like this Stingray right here, that Stingray over there, are being sold under MSRP now. There are a few, and I mean a few, handful of dealerships that are selling Z06s under MSRP, but it's rare. Right? But you're able to push more Z06s off your lot if they are at MSRP. So with that being said, if you are interested in a ZR1, and I'm talking to my Corvette family, if you are interested in a ZR1, you might want to think about where you're considering putting down your deposit. Don't go put your deposit down at a dealership just because they send you first on their list, you're second on their list, you're third on their list. That's not going to help you. What you need to do is do your research. Talk to some of the salesmen, talk to the general manager and say, hey, how many Stingrays or how many Z06s or E-Rays have you sold? Because that's going to tell you how many allocations they may end up getting, possibly. If they sell a crap ton of cars, they'll get some allocations. If they sell a handful of cars, they're not going to get many, right? So if you're number one on somebody's list, you may end up getting a car, but how quickly, right? Say, for instance, if you out in a state like South Carolina and that dealership sells 5 cars per year, yeah, you being them on their list may help you out, but you may not get a car right away. Think about a dealership like Toyota. They sell a crap ton of Corvettes, C8 Stingrays, C8 Z06s, E-Rays. They're probably going to get a decent amount of ZR1 allocations. So I want this video to be catered to, dealerships who are still selling these vehicles, because you want to get these cars off your lot as soon as possible, because you're not just competing with getting ZR1 allocation, you're competing with other dealerships with getting those ZR1 allocations, but you're also competing with other people who wants to start putting money down for ZR1s. Now, I'm pretty sure there are some people that's already on the list to get ZR1s. I'm pretty sure there are some dealerships out there right now who have already taken deposits for them. They have no clue what the car's going to cost. They have no clue how many allocations they're going to get. They have no clue. They're just going to take your money, let it sit at the bank, and then they're going to give it back to you when they can't get your car. So again, my Corvette family, do some research on which dealerships sells a lot of Corvettes. And that is easy. There's a lot of dealerships around the country that sell Corvettes, a crap ton. Find that dealership, build a relationship with that dealership, and then try your best to get on that list. Again, if you want a ZR1 quickly, that's your best option. If you're okay with just waiting behind closed doors, then go to a small dealership, build a relationship with them, and then see how many allocations they may have. But right now, a lot of dealerships don't. So for those of you who reached out to me, giving me a lot of inquiries about where to buy Z01 from, where's your best bet, I would totally say do your research. Look at the dealership, look where they're located, because it's also depending on where you're located. What is your relationship with your current dealership as far as you buying your Corvettes? And see how many Corvettes they sold recently, because I truly believe the ratio of Corvettes is going to determine the ratio of Corvettes they have sold versus didn't sell are going to determine how many allocations they're going to get. For instance, if General Motors can see that such and such dealership didn't sell any Corvettes, they're not going to give them any ZR1 allocations because they're going to want those ZR1s to be gone, right? And so for that to happen, they want to give those cars to people or dealerships that's going to sell those bad boys. So again, do your research. I'm here to help you. If you got any questions, I would love to answer them the best way I possibly can. I want to make sure I make informative videos for you guys who are looking to purchase a future Corvette, whether it's a Z06, E-Ray, Stingray 01, or whatever future variant that comes out after that. You should buy a Stingray nowadays below MSRP. You should buy a Z06 at MSRP. You should buy E-Ray at MSRP. And it doesn't matter what options they added to it, what options they tell you they're going to add to it, you should still buy those cars at MSRP because that's where the market is going to. And far as Z01 goes, we all know that a lot of dealerships are going to sell them over MSRP. There's going to be some big markups on those bad boys. So, that being said, thank you for watching this episode. Give this video a thumbs up. Leave your comments down below. And tell me what's your thoughts on how you think General Motors should handle the Z01 allocations. Do you think they should give them to dealerships who sold multiple Corvettes, or do you think they should just hand them out like candy? At the end of the day, I wish you the best of luck with your Z01 purchases. I'm looking forward to seeing those bad boys, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in another episode of Brinkofspeed 252.